For anyone wondering why we are not NA friendly, it's because we hate NA.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, but obviously the main sponsor of the tournament is Esport Gaming, and Esport Gaming is a betting website. North Americans don't have, or USA citizens don't have access to betting, so naturally they are more concerned about European viewership.
Except for gold betting.
Except for gold betting, you can still bet gold as a USA citizen on esportgaming.com/root. So please consider doing that. And we have on the bottom right-hand side of the map, playing as the Red Terran, it is CM Storm's Polt!
And spawning in the top left position, representing Generic Green Wings, it is the blue Protoss player, sOs. $$O$. They didn't opt for the green though.
Didn't opt for the green this time around.
But really interesting from sOs, double gas.
What does this
right
mean, Taylor?
after? It could mean
proxy.
It could mean a proxy. I'm thinking Stargate since it is a 4-player location, but it is sOs, so he could go for Twilight Council. I wouldn't be surprised.
Actually, last time we saw him do this, he opened with 2-gate Stalker.
Yeah,
and
2-gate Stalker,
and then he tried to do the
DT
mothership core.
and that crazy Ryung game.
Yeah, the big problem for him was in that game that the mothership core got taken out by the mine.
Right away.
So he wasn't able to utilize the pylons with the photon overcharge. So we'll see if he decides to do something like that.
Already, changing up his build order, like we've always kept saying that we thought Polt was always this person that always did Reaper expansion. You know, he never deviated from that build. But as we see right now against sOs, he's deviating from the build.
Yeah, I mean that's mostly his go-to in TVC, right?
Yeah.
Is it the same case for TVC?
Yeah,
I know you're a big
especially
Polt fan,
especially a 4-player spawn map, you really want to get a Reaper because if there is a proxy location, you really want to try to find that location of the proxy just to know where it's coming from. It helps you.
And look at this. It is sOs who's actually going to be the one not deviating at all from his build. So if Polt was watching the previous series from sOs, he will be able to get a read onto what sOs might be doing. The probe is still out on the map, so it will likely look to drop those pylons, maybe with the stalkers once they arrive.
Polt's making a bunker already. This is really smart from Polt, knowing what's up, seeing the lack of expansion. He knows I have my own expansion almost up and running. By the time I get that done, it'll be easy peasy. Twilight Council is coming in, so probably see the Dark Shrine.
I think that Blink is more likely. I think that he ended up not going Blink because he was so far behind from the mothership core and the pylon dying. So that might be also why sOs is willing to quote-unquote not switch it up, right? Because he didn't actually reveal his build in the previous game against Brian. But these two stalkers are going to poke at this Marines. The probe is most likely going to be trying to make a pylon down here and siege this mineral line for the time being. Or he will find a spot for the pylon to siege the ramp instead. So two pylons.
The probe does get taken out though.
And the second pylon actually gets focused down pretty fast by Polt here.
Polt has Marines in the bunker. He essentially just sandwiched this army.
He really could, and he will now. He's going for the mothership core. If he can get a photon overcharge, this will be big for the world champion, and he does. But actually not focus firing as well as he could have. He will end up recalling, so great moves there. But nonetheless, probably not doing as much damage as he was hoping with this little poke here. And he is going for the Dark Shrine again, so actually not switching it up at all. And if Polt has any read...
I mean, he's getting eBay.
And there's no reason for which he... Yeah, and there's no reason for which he shouldn't scan it if he's in doubt. But yeah, it looks like he knows what the follow-up might be. And Blink actually also being added. So...
It's going to go for literally the same thing that he did against
Exact same thing, yeah. We'll see if it works against Polt. It barely didn't work against Ryung, but he had a much worse start against him.
Yeah, turret's almost perfectly placed. It's going to detect anything around that area. Funny thing is that, if you guys didn't know that, the missile turret actually detects farther than it actually can shoot. The detection range is actually longer than the firing missile capabilities.
That is funny indeed.
Yeah, super funny.
Super duper even. And Nexus coming down from sOs, so not fully committing to the attack. He's gonna pick off an SAV and run away. If concussive shells was done, he might have regretted that, as he would have traded at least one of his stalkers. But Concussive Shells is not yet started even, I don't think. Dark Templars cruising across the map. No proxy pylon relay that he was going to use here.
Yeah, this is a pretty big giveaway. I don't know why Polt's just leaving 2 Marauders. There he goes. But his army's out of position, but the missile turret's going to cover it with the bunker.
Yeah,
nice
and SOS is going to be forced to retreat with his Dark Templars now splitting them.
Off this DT.
Yeah, but it will force a scan, and that's pretty much what
he kind of
SOS
has
is
to.
probably...
He would have picked off like 3 or 4 units in that case.
Yeah, does he have a second scan though? That's the question. 2, 3 units already. Nice focus firing by SOS, killing the Marines as early as he could. He has to be really careful not to get in range of that turret, and he does not. So good job by him. And the Blink follow-up is going to be the next threat to Polt's life here. Otherwise, if he is able to hold, he will be in a fantastic position. Actually, SOS choosing to use the Blink defensively, gonna be going for a third Nexus behind 4 additional gateways.
Yeah.
So
this is a pretty heavy commitment.
He might be looking to apply some fake pressure and maybe force Polt into continuing to be in a defensive position. Polt is moving out. Let's look at the energy on his command centers and if he is saving any, because he knows that there is Dark Templars out.
He'll save at least 1. Yeah, he'll save at least 1. He might mule once. I wonder if he did see that War Prism. That's a pretty big giveaway, but this is going to turn into a really awkward situation where he's going to have Dark Templar at home. He is going to focus that pylon down. Really nice job from Polt. But the DTs are probably going to get warped in defensively. If we see one, he's not going to commit all the DTs in one place. He's going to wait to bait out a scan. There it goes. But no concussive shells means that DT gets away for free. So that's that's 270 minerals down the drain.
Polt
at the
will
same
be able
time,
to deny the third for SOS, and mind you, these units don't have a way out if they overstay their welcome. There's no medevac there. And let's see if SOS can actually kill the turret. Looks like not.
No, but he's gonna get
go
a couple
for
kills. Saves the DT, that's nice, but he has to get away from the war, or he has to get
Did
away
Polt
with the
break
war.
those rocks?
No, I think SOS did.
SOS broke them.
Oh, okay.
I think if Polt stemmed a couple of those forward 2 Marines forward from the beginning, they would have been able to kill that War Prism. That War Prism is dangerously low with only 80 health left. The medevacs do come back. Oh my gosh, this is really greedy from SOS. He doesn't have the Gravatic boost like he did beforehand, and he's just pretty much hoping that this DT drop will keep Polt at least some of his forces back and not make a full committed attack. At the same time, 2 Liberators are getting made. Those Liberators are probably going to try to find the War Prism, but then initially go off. Polt could essentially do the 4 medevac Doom drop with the Liberators on the ramp, and oh wow!
Oh, nice
Widowmine.
Nice Widowmine taking down the War Prism.
Concussive Shells. Oh wow! Last hit. That was at pretty much max range.
Yeah, he was trying to get out of the range to actually force scan us. That's probably more valuable than getting the extra SCV.
Mm-hmm.
And Polt will be taking his third a little bit earlier than SOS, whose Nexus got cancelled once.
Yeah.
So despite that, SOS has done such a good job of harassing Polt with the little units that he had.
Yeah.
That he has been able to somewhat stay in this game. Polt now pushing out with medevacs. That means that he has an easy way to retreat if SOS can't punish it with Blink.
SOS was making a War Prism, or he did make the War Prism. He actually has a probe at the 3rd base where he could just put a proxy pylon if he really wanted to.
Yeah, and 25 Adepts might be looking for a counterattack here, but they are so very committed into enemy territory. Now catching a lot of the units of Polt and forcing a stim.
Yeah, this is actually pretty strong. Upgrade-wise, it's +1 attack for Polt and 0 upgrades for essentially SOS. He only has Blink and Warp Gate and soon the Adept upgrade. The Observer actually gets taken out. That's really unfortunate. He kind of just ran it in there, and the missile turret took it out with detection from detection from missile turret, and the Liberators took it out. But Polt's setting up really nicely. He's on 3 base. He's got his 2nd engineering bay. He's got his armory. He's got Liberators for defense, and it kind of makes it to the point where SOS can't really come into a fight, and if he does, he's going to have the same problem as he did in the last game, where he's just going to overcommit. Just because the Liberators are going to deal a lot of damage to the Stalkers. Now, we see this Dark Templar going into the base, and it actually gets spotted by the missile turret and taken out, so really unfortunate from SOS.
The third by SOS has been up for so long, but he hasn't been able to capitalize on that, and this attack might actually just dictate the end of the game. If SOS is not able to make it work, he does blink backwards, but Polt is going to stim his whole army and kill all of the Adepts. Finally, SOS starting to replenish his third, but he's 50 supply down now. This might be lights out for the world champion in the 2nd game of the series. It looks like Captain America is going to take a 2-game lead against SOS here.
Yeah, I mean, that +1 attack just did so much more. But yeah, really nice game from Polt.
Yeah, just very clean and kind of like
he remembered the game versus Young.
Metagaming
Young.
SOS.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, I know what you're doing. I just saw what you were doing. You just revealed what you were doing, and I don't know what you would think I was watching anything but what you were doing. So SOS was gonna fall in the second.